If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all, listen up. CarShield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that covers more parts than ever. Visit carshield.com/audio to find out how you could pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Get your free quote today at carshield.com/audio. That's carshield.com/audio.
It's Friday, March 22nd, 2024, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The Department of Justice is suing Apple, claiming the tech giant exercises an illegal monopoly over smartphones. Von Cockayne reports the DOJ and 15 state attorneys general filed the antitrust lawsuit in U.S. District Court in New Jersey. They said Apple maintains its monopoly by not creating better products, but by making rival products worse by selectively imposing contractual restrictions on and withholding critical access points from developers. The DOJ is asking the court to stop Apple from blocking innovative apps and to block the company's restrictions that make it harder for third-party hardware and apps to integrate with Apple's smartphones. Congress's new spending bill boosts funding for border enforcement and detention, but it forgoes the big policy changes that Republicans say are needed to solve the immigration crisis. Alex Miller and Stephen Dinan report the $1.2 trillion package funds the Homeland Security, Defense, Labor, and State Departments and other agencies through the rest of fiscal year 2024. Republican and Democratic leaders described the legislation as the epitome of compromise. Each side said they achieved some goals, but acknowledged plenty of losses. House Speaker Mike Johnson said Republicans did make some headway. The bill maintains a general ban on government funding for most abortions, claws back billions of dollars from the IRS, and blocked the Consumer Product Safety Commission from banning gas stoves. A House impeachment witness claims the CIA stopped federal investigators from interviewing a key witness in their tax fraud investigation into Hunter Biden. Susan Ferricchio reports the IRS sought to interview Hollywood lawyer Patrick Kevin Morris, a friend of Hunter's, in August 2021 during its investigation into his unpaid taxes. Members of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committee say the CIA intervened to stop the interview. President Biden has repeatedly denied involvement in his family's business deals or any wrongdoing related to his son. A CIA spokesperson said the agency doesn't comment on specific investigations. The rapidly growing threat posed by the Islamic State Khorasan province has linked the U.S. with some of its most bitter enemies, including Russia, Iran, and even Afghanistan. Ben Wolfgang reports each of those actors has been targeted by either direct deadly attacks from ISIS-K, or in Russia's case, seems to have narrowly avoided disaster on multiple occasions. Analysts say that ISIS-K's capabilities are growing quickly, as is its desire to strike U.S. interests abroad. Despite being a potential target, the Pentagon says more than 3,000 U.S. troops remain in Iraq and Syria precisely to prevent the Islamic State from rebuilding its once formidable caliphate. The oil and gas industry is moving to eliminate university course materials that are negative toward fossil fuels and promote violence to force the adoption of green energy policies. Susan Ferricchio reports Ohio State paused a proposed course change for a geography class that would have been called Climate Justice. It was set to replace an environmental citizenship class that was last taught at the school in 2022. The International National Gas Association of America was one of the groups expressing opposition to the proposed course and its reading materials. And finally, the outgoing commander of U.S. forces in the Pacific told Congress this week that the U.S. military needs more money to better deter a war with China. Bill Gertz reports retiring four-star Admiral John Aquilino issued several stark warnings about threats posed by China during testimony to the House Armed Services Committee this week. He says deterring conflict with China will require $11 billion more than the Biden administration is currently requesting in its budget. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
You love podcasts, the stories, the laughs, the unexpected turns. But when this episode ends, the silence starts. Not anymore. Audiobooks.com turns that silence into your next great adventure. With over 450,000 titles, from bestsellers to hidden gems, your love for listening just found its new best friend. And because you already know the joy of audio, we're giving you 3 free audiobooks to start your journey. Imagine your favorite podcast, now with unlimited episodes. That's audiobooks.com. Keep the story going. Sign up for your free trial at audiobooks.com/podcastfree today. Because for podcast lovers like you, the end of an episode is just the beginning. That's audiobooks.com/podcastfree.